All right, so today we are doing a review on the newer Nexxspeed hop-up chamber for Hi-CAPA, and this is like a single piece design, and I've been using it for some time. It's already inside of my gun. I do also have the older type of Nexxspeed hop-up chamber here that we can compare it to, but we're going to go ahead and open this up. Oh, sorry, I always forget. This hop-up chamber actually clamps onto the frame. So to remove the slide, you do need to unscrew it first, which is, there's a screw in here. It's on the BB ramp. I don't know if you can see it, but basically you just need to unscrew that. And then after that, then you can remove the pin and take the slide off. Now, as you can see, I have actually forgotten a couple times that it was clamped on, and I've scratched my frame a little bit, which is totally fine. That's not going to cause any issues. It just is obviously scratched now. And that's just because I am blonde and I forgot that I had it clamped down. Now, we're going to go ahead and continue to remove this from the slide. Okay. So, yeah, both of them, hopefully you can see that there is a significant difference in how they look, and that is because they are actually significantly different designs. So the original Nexxspeed is a two-piece design, similar to how the stock TM hop chamber is two pieces that come together. The Nexxspeed original one is the same way, how two pieces come together. They just have changed how the actual hop system works. On the newer Nexxspeed, it is a single piece design. So this is one solid piece of aluminum. It is not two halves that clamp together. Right. Now these both have the front hole up here where you can screw in the peg for the guide rod if you want to. I am not using that, so I leave it unscrewed. But both of these came with the screw that you can screw into the front, and they do use the same screw. As far as I'm aware, they may have changed like the aesthetics of it or looks of it by a tiny bit, but the basic design is the same thing. All right. First off, as far as the fitting to your gun, on the original hop chamber from Nexxspeed, you have just this screw at the bottom here, which will basically grub screw upwards. That will help to fit it properly into your frame, so it sits nice and tight onto your frame and it eliminates the wiggle. Obviously mine right now is not adjusted properly, it wiggles a bunch. And then you also have a set screw that is here on the side that you can use, but I never use that. That set screw is going to help center it inside of your outer barrel if you need to, but I don't use that. On the new version, there is no longer the screw on the side to adjust it sitting inside of your actual outer barrel. But now they have added a screw as well. So now there's a screw in the BB ramp, as you may have seen earlier, where you screw that screw down and that will actually clamp it to the frame, so you can't even remove it unless you unscrew it. So you have the normal screw down here on the bottom that'll screw upwards and help fit it to the frame, and then you have a top screw that will clamp it to the frame and prevent it from moving at all. They are a little bit different on the outside. This newer one piece style is significantly chunkier, which is good. It's just more material and makes it more durable. And obviously it will go into the gun still, even though it is a little bit chunkier. But we're going to go ahead and actually take these apart so you can see what the differences are. So obviously many of you have seen my video on the original type. So if you want to, you can skip forwards to opening up the new one, but I'm going to take apart the old style first. So the old style has these two screws up here and here, and once you remove those, then you can flip it over and you can remove this piece. This piece comes off. And then now you have access to the internals, and you can unscrew the thumb screw here. And I should have mentioned, this thumb screw is just a gradient. Like, there is nothing to like index this adjustment screw. There's no like clicking adjustments. It just is a free spinning wheel, basically. So we remove this thumb screw, and then we can remove the rest of the internals. Right, we are fully taken apart, or actually, sorry, one more step. We need to separate the two pieces of the hop arm here, which is actually a hop hoop or whatever, but they're just puzzle pieced in together and they separate like so. So it's not one piece for the hop hoop. Now, on the new version, the thumb screw is actually, it has click adjustments. So I don't know if you can hear. So it clicks into place. I'm not going to remove the clicking mechanism, but if you want to do that, it is this screw up here in the front, but I'm not going to do that today because there's no sense. It's just as a little spring with a detent. So there's no reason for me to undo that. But to open up this hop chamber and remove the inner barrel and bucking, we need to adjust this until it has basically no hop. Which is about where we're at right now. And then up here at the front, this grub screw here is actually the pin that holds in the whole thing. And we just remove that. So that grub screw is gone. I'm actually going to sort these a little bit so I don't get mixed up at all. All right, so grub screws out, and at that point we can now actually just pull out the whole inner barrel, and it comes out through the back, so it goes out that way. And that is one thing I don't really like. I don't like how there's this little gap here at the back. It doesn't look cool when it's in the gun and you have the slide open, because you can tell that there is a cutout there. But it's not a big deal. It has no functional issue. I don't like how it looks. Whereas the normal or the original version doesn't have that extra cutout. It has it filled in and covered up. But that is the nature of this design. It has to have that. So we are now going to remove this, and it just slides out. And then we have our little insert here, and this is what is used to actually attach it properly to the rest of the unit. So we're essentially disassembled as far as you would ever need to. You don't need to disassemble this any farther at all. I will disassemble it a little bit farther so you can see the hop hoop. Now you need to be careful. I believe there is a spring under here, and you don't want to lose that spring if you do decide to remove this. Okay, we have it removed, and hopefully, I don't know how well you'll be able to tell, there is a spring in there. There's a spring in there. We're going to set this down carefully so we don't have to reset the spring, because if the spring falls out, it's a little bit annoying to put it back in. But here we have the hoop, and as you can see, it is a single piece. It is not two separate pieces, so this is a solid piece. There will be no room for any sort of wiggle. And this is the hard nub version. So basically the top where it actually like grabs onto the Hopup bucking to push down onto the BB, it is just the hard aluminum metal. It does not have a soft contact patch like the original one does. However, I do believe you can optionally get a soft version of this, I think. And I know you can also get a hard version for the original one. So that's a preference-based thing. This is the first one that I've gotten that's the hard version. All my other ones that I've had have been the soft version. And I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but these Hopup chambers are my favorite Hopup chambers. I have these in all of my Hi-CAPAs, and it is kind of the only way that I go for the original version. This new version, though, is going to take the cake, and this is going to be my new thing that I do. I actually just flung the spring at me. Luckily, it landed somewhere nice. So, but I do love these Hopup chambers, and it does also help that I get a sample for free. So I get like a review sample for free if I want it. Nexxspeed sends me because I do videos on them. But I've actually bought like 4 of these original ones for my other guns that are separate from the sample that I get sent for free. So this is for free, but I will be buying some more in the future to transfer over to my older guns, or if I get a new gun, then I'm going to be putting these in them. But that's basically how it works. I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. I did drop the spring, which is something that I didn't want to do. All right, spring has been placed back down, and you can go ahead and put this in. As long as the spring cooperates. All right, so there we go. Basically, you adjust it until it's at no adjustment, and then you can verify by looking down to make sure that it's not sticking, that you can't see the bottom, because you could also have this unadjusted so much that it sticks up, and then you can't put it in because it sticks up the bottom. So just look through to make sure that both the top and bottom, you cannot see this black part, and then you can put your inner barrel in. And that just, after you put on this little sleeve here, which is going to go on the bottom, then you can slide it into the actual Hopup chamber. And it's best if you push on it instead of pulling on the barrel, because if you pull on the barrel, you might get it so it comes off of the bucking. But push down, and then we can take our grub screw here, and we just screw that into the hole that interfaces with that sleeve. And we just screw it in until it feels tight. Then when it feels tight, then we are good to go. You also want to verify by wiggling it that it doesn't actually move around at all, which if this screw is not tight, it will wiggle a little bit, which is something that you do not want to happen. Right. And I don't know if there's much else to go over with the workings of this. It is definitely significantly different than the original. However, it does use the same philosophy for how to apply the hop, although it does it in a better way now. There's the original 2-piece one. But the new one, I'm a fan of the click adjustments, because that means that when you click it into place and you set it, it will not move. There's no way for it to move. Whereas on the original one, this is just a free spinning screw basically, and it can move and become non-adjusted over time, which is something that this solves. As long as you can find a click adjustment that is the correct amount of hop. If you cannot find a click adjustment that's the correct amount of hop, you will need to test different buckings, either heavier or lighter buckings, until you find one that will apply the correct amount of hop at one of the click adjustments. Now we're going to put this into my gun, which we need to basically get this bottom screw adjusted properly. And it was pretty close. We are almost there. Okay. There's a tiny bit of wiggle, but all that wiggle will disappear when we clamp down the top screw. However, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. All right, I think where I have it now will work. We're going to get the rest of our gun. Put it together. Okay, definitely in there really tight. And we can put this pin through. And once you put your slide catch pin in, now you can clamp down the top. Which you do need to use the little Allen key with the L. Like, it's hard to fit in your bigger screwdriver into here. And this is included in the box, at least with mine. When I got mine, I got a little Allen key included. But you just go until it feels snug, and then you want to rack the gun a couple of times to make sure that everything is all still working fine. Because it's possible if you tighten this down too much, you're gonna like tweak the barrel and it's not gonna work anymore. You can see it's fully resetting, which is good. And I believe our barrel should be pretty dang solid. I have a tiny bit of play between the outer barrel and the hop chamber, but the actual hop chamber itself is very solid, and the outer barrel is very close. But there's a tiny bit of wiggle in that just because I don't have the outer barrel fully secured to the hop-up chamber at the moment. But that's my video. Hopefully that was a good comparison for you guys. If you have any questions, make sure to leave those in the comment down below. And I will try to answer them. If this video was useful for you, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. Also, there is a link down below to our Discord server, and this is a Discord server with a bunch of YouTubers that are really awesome, as well as a bunch of viewers like yourself. And you are welcome to join. Have a nice day.